Welcome to WGTV and episode 79. Now, I'm your host Adam, and I'd like to show you a fantastic game of Age of Sigmar from the General's Handbook 2023 through to 2024. But before we get into all that, I do have to say a humongous shout out to all the wonderful, wonderful people that you'll have seen on the intro on the way in, all our sponsors, our affiliates, and of course our patrons. So a huge, huge thank you to them. Thank you very much. But a special little mention, you may have noticed a new name in our Hardened Warriors group, Mr. Jack Fion. That's it. He's there. He's one of our latest, so a huge thank you to him. Thank you very much, Jack. Thank you for joining us, and long may you stay with us. So thank you. Big round of applause. Now, what I've got for you is I'm not in a hole, by the way. These two chaps are like Vikings. They're massive. They are monstrous. But I was asked, there was one here said, can you help me sort out a little disagreement in the family? I went, sure thing. What do you want me to do? He went, well, we need to fight a battle on your channel. So therefore, I have Maiden Battle Royale. That's right. Two brothers going head to head. I've got Adam in the black corner on the left, and I've got Jack in the red corner on the right. Okay, so we've got Adam. He's going to be running with Ratfink and Skaven today, and Jack.
I've taken the pleasure of bringing Arkan out of retirement for Bonereapers of the Crematorians.
There we go. So we're going to have a little closer look at that, at the armies in a second. But before we get into that, we're going to have to find out which scenario they're going to be playing. Well, there is only one that can help us, one entity. Now, some say that a single tear of his could cure all illnesses. Trouble is, boys, he's never cried. All we know is he's called the Cleric.
Geomantic pulse. Andor's shifting plains beat with frigid power. Now many seek to seize and harness such an energy source to freeze their foes solid. Claim the pulse for your own, or your own warriors may be next. The pulse. At the start of the second battle round, after determining which player will take the first turn, the player taking the second turn picks either Objective A or Objective B to be the pulse for that battle round. At the start of each subsequent battle round, the objective adjacent to the pulse that has not yet been the pulse becomes the pulse. Only one objective can be the pulse per battle round. Objectives cannot be moved in this battle. You score points as such. Score 1 victory point if you control at least one objective. Score 2 victory points if you control the pulse. Score 1 victory point for either objective adjacent to the pulse that you control. Score 2 victory points if you completed your battle tactic that you picked earlier in the turn.
And this is the Ossiarch Bonereapers I'm running today, being the Crematorians. Our Grand Strat is Overshadow and Triumph Inspired. Leading the force, we've got Arkan the Black, hopefully do some cheeky spell shenanigans. We have the Liege Cavalos as my general. He has the Mightier Arcosian to make sure no rain can hurt him, as well as the Loader Saturation Artefact, which means he has a +1 to his ward saves. We also have the Mortician Bone Shaper. His spell is going to be Empower Netherite Weapons to hopefully give more exploding attacks. Then we have 2 units of 5 Cavalos Death Riders. Just nice fast unit for easy surround and destroy or other things. And then we have a nice big brick of 30 Mortek Guard. They're just that grindy, hopefully Crematorian speciality. Then we have 2 more gas harbingers hanging up in the sky, hopefully to come down and reap some bones. We have the Gothic Harvester to chuck out many more skeletons should they die in combat. We have the Bone Tithe Nexus, hopefully that will provide some use today. And then finally we have 2 endless spells, the Bone Tithe Shrieker and the Soulseer Carrion, just to make it points matter at 1990 Battle Reg.
Welcome to the Skaven army for tonight's game. Very Scryer heavy, as you can see. Let's start off with my general, which is the Arch-Warlock, Buddy Boy in the middle. He has the command trait of Overseer of Destruction, which is weapons teams don't explode with the clan rats. More about them in a minute. And he's got Warp Lightning Shield to protect himself. Go on to the Warlock Engineer. He has Merciless Blizzard just in case some Bone Reapers get near him. And then we're going to the Bombardier, who is packing the Brass Orb to maybe make Archon teleport away. Maybe he spells more warp power to buff up the other units. Then go to my battle line. I've got 5 Scryer Acolytes, just a nice little unit for hiding and keeping around and Scryer theme. 3 Storm Fiends. They are with what you call the standard, which is the Shock Gauntlets, the Rattling Cannons, and the Wind Launchers. I have some heavy hitting. 2 squads of separate clan rats. One's got the red squad is the Rusty Blades, and the yellow squad is Spears. Both of them are hiding a Rattling Gun and a Warp Fire Thrower each. Then onto the real tasty stuff of this list. I have 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, which will be pushed to the limits and hopefully not crumble, and 3 Warlord Jezzails, which I think is the only stable unit in this list, and then the real main course, 3 separate Doom Wheels, running around, going having fun, living their best lives. And then to finish off, there is just the 3 Gnawholes for my faction train. I am a Andorian Acolytes, a Battle Regiment, a Skaven will be 13 drops, 1960 points, and my grand strategy is Slaughter of Sorcery, so all wizards need to be not on the board, and Indomitable is my triumph for this evening. So why did I pick this army for tonight's game? Right, I think, yeah, good answer. We wanted to press as many big buttons as possible this evening. My pledge tonight is to push every single button I can. The only one I won't is the Doom Wheel, but if it rolls less than a 12 for its movement, you know I'm re-rolling it. How am I going to win against the Bone Reapers? Get rid of the bone problem. Just try and make as many lasers and explosions and try and get the objectives. My army isn't the most mobile, but hopefully my Gnawholes will stay open so I can jump through them. If there's a time where I can't jump through them, it will prioritise getting rid of those units. For Grand Stratwise, short sorcery. So yes, Ratfink, I do have to sacrifice our own heroes, but that's fine. Don't worry about it. There'll be more. But also Archon. Archon's a very big problem to the Vermin Doom that is coming. So we need to get rid of that problem.
So the Skaven believe that they can defeat Nagash's superior warriors. Oh, how he will fall to this day. My plans for this mission, being the Pulse, it's going to be move up the board, secure a good location, perhaps if I do take the first turn, maybe give him the priority. At least then I maybe control the pulse, but we'll see how the game goes. As for Arkan, well, what can I say about Arkan? Then he's massive fanboy for Nagash, of course. And hopefully Adam will realise that there is only one room space here for only Nagash, as death comes to all. I will go first, of course. So, Bonereapers turn 1. I did start with 8 command points, because people who don't know about Bonereapers is we get bonus command points depending on how many units we have on the table at the start of our round, so that's always nice to have. We went for Surround and Destroy, so we picked the both units of Kavalos Death Riders and Arkan himself. Nice easy battle tactic there. Hero Phase, we got the extra command point on Liege Kavalos, who spent both that and his free one to give Endless Duty to the Kavalos Death Riders here, and a reroll for the Harmagers, which sadly they did not make. Magic was not great either. The Arkan only got 1 spell off, and it was only Protection of Gash. So if he gets in combat, he can at least teleport at least. The Bone Shaper, so I didn't get his spell off either, but he did. The Mortek Guard did order themselves to Relentless March, I believe it's called, or Relentless Advance, to get up the board nice and quick, and then the Harvester and Bone Shaper followed up, and then the Death Riders over here decided to just take that flank as well. Primal Dice, we both did get one, however you not managed to spend one yet.
You didn't, but I burnt one in stopping Nagash getting his sweet 4-up ward.
You mean Arkan?
Arkan, who did I say?
Nagash,
yeah, they're all the same to me.
But yeah, that's pretty much a basic turn, hull 1, and gets the battle tactic for a nice 3. We'll see if Adam's rats can dig themselves out the hole, or get buried in it.
Oh, we're going digging, boys. We're going digging. Skaven turn 1. Hopefully Ratfink is very happy with this turn. Start with Primals. We got 1 each, yes, I believe.
1 each, yeah.
Which put me on 2, put Jack on 3. Went for Magical Dominance because I had 1 wizard out of range, which was little Arch-Warlock here. He casted Storm Cage on himself, so he protects himself if he gets damaged. Another reason for stuff to blow up as well. Then roll for Mystic Shield, rolled a 2 and a 1, and in true Skaven fashion, of course I'm rolling Primal. Luckily just about got away by rolling another 2. So Magical Arms and Mystic Shield is on. It
ain't gonna stick.
There, we'll go there. Then we're going to movement. Movement's where the fun really started. So first Doom Wheel. Rolled under a 12, and as I pledged earlier on, I was re-rolling. Rolls a 1, rolls about 17. Doom Wheel comes running over, runs over rats, runs one of them over, but passes deadly, thank you very much. Rats, the end of the turn, passed the Battle Shock, brought the 1 rat back. Excellent stuff. Second Doom Wheel, alright movement, avoid the deadly, ready to shoot the Morghast. Third one, run across. They don't have movement to quite run over the Kavalos yet, but we'll get back to them in a moment. Other movements, just little bits of movement up. Bit of parading around, see what they can do. Start of shooting, we dropped all the weapons teams out. You'll note 3 are missing. We'll get to them in a moment. And I also rolled my Warpstone Sparks for the game, so I got 4. I used my first one of the game to give Doom Rocket himself, the Storm Fiends, and the Rattling Gun that is no longer with us. +1 damage. And then we started shooting properly. So, needing 1 Morghast to be not on the board, put Waterfire Thrower, 1 Mortal Wound. Great start. Rattling Gun. Pump it up as always. 4d6. Roll the double. Unfortunately took some wounds off. We sacrificed some rats. Ratfink won't mind. Doom Wheel. Pumped it up. Didn't damage himself, but we did enough. And I think it took the Jezzails as well. Just to get rid of 1, because Jack put the +1 ward, and
which,
the more
I believe is called I can't remember the name of this, but yeah, basically +1 to my Deathless Warrior save.
Yeah,
ward save.
The +1 ward kept the guy up until it took all 3 Jezzails going in. Then we moved over, and you saw, dear viewer, you saw 30 Mortek Guard. Myself and Ratfink made them disappear.
Where did they go?
Magic trick. Also sacrificing these. So Warp Fire Thrower pumped up the volume once more, so it's range 12 with 3s instead of 4s, but each one does a mortal wound to myself. 4 mortal wounds, but about 15 mortals onto the Mortek Guard. Great start. Rattling Cannon. Not as many shots, but at +1 damage. Also rolling a double 3 this time. Got rid of some more. And then Storm Fiends went in as well, leaving 1 Mortek Guard upstanding. So, Warlock Bombardier. More Doom Rocket was called. Doing a total of 12 damage to 1 Mortek Guard. Unfortunately, Jack can't roll Yahtzee. So, Mortek Guard problem dealt with. Go to the lightning cannons. First lightning cannon. There's a little wizard there. Engineer says, roll 12 dice at it. Power level 3, so that's quite a nice. 12 dice on 3s do mortal wounds to him. But on each one, I take D3. 5 mortal wounds. I took to myself, out to my 8. He's still standing. He's got another shot on the barrel. Second barrel. I went for...
The Kavalos Death Riders.
The Kavalos Death Riders. Oh, now we get to these boys. Kavalos Death Riders. Power level 4. I dealt 4 wounds. I dealt 4 wounds to myself as well. Nice symmetry.
However, with my +1 ward save.
+1 ward save went on them guys and took 2 of them.
Because Ossiarch commands, they are allowed to use the same one as many times as possible, provided I have the command points, and they've not been issued a command already. So, yeah. Doomwheel,
I'm feeling pretty brave. Ratfink said, yeah, go for it, let's go. Let's see if we can do some actual damage to these horses. Charge on Doomwheel, try and run over him, because he can do, because of one of his rules, which is, I will look it up, Rolling Doom. But then rolls a 1, so I don't do any mortal wounds, and then proceed to hit and wound with nothing.
The Kavalos Death Riders, on the other hand, decided to counter-strike when charged and also burn a command point for all defense, which was pointless because Adam just didn't want to hit with the Doom Wheel. The Kavalos returned 6 wounds with just in blade attacks back to it, almost 1 strike in it, and the horses only had to do 2 and they did 0, so it's still there.
It's 2 wounds left, it's still standing, it didn't hear no bell. Not yet anyway. So we go on to the important... Oh, sorry, end of turn. Ratfink scores 3. So 3-3 starting for turn 2. A nice
right.
Tasty roll off. Go!
Oh,
yes!
Do you want to take it?
While it's still 3rd edition, yes I will. Rat Boys turn 2.
Oh, the pulse.
Jack gets the pulse.
We'll start it over here, so he has to come to me, so yeah.
So, Skaven turn 2. Ratfink's definitely on his finest hour at this point. I think he's my new lucky mascot. So let's go through this mad turn. So I went for Fire More, which is one of the Skaven ones, is kill a monster with Scryer shooting. Chose the aptly named King K rule, the Gothar Harvester, who, as we'll find out later, he's not there anymore, which is great for me. We roll for Primal, neither of us got Primal. Magic wise, Storm Cage is back up, but you failed the Mystic Shield. No one's got Primal. I went for a command point and failed. You went for a command point.
I failed to do that.
Yep. So we're working with basically what dice we've got. Cage went on. Mystic Shield didn't. Got more warp power onto the Storm Fiends, so they got +1 hit, +1 to wound. But they're going to take wounds at the start of my next turn. So that's why the finest hour is there. As you can see, I got very brave, but we'll talk about that in a minute in the combat phase. Then we go to movement. None of my Doom Wheels actually did bad. The only thing that went wrong, really, was this Doom Wheel moved out of combat, but unfortunately failed to run any horses over. Horses are not what this hamster wheel wants. Yes, he's sponsored by the number 1. A little bit more, just move everything up, get everything in range, make sure my shooting's in range of the Harvester. Then we're going to shooting. I ate the Warpstone once more. Actually, I've not put his wounds down. Actually, he might not be with us. Important roll off. Was it bad Warpstone? No. So he took he took some wounds earlier. But we'll talk about that in a moment. I completely forgot. How professional of me. Right. So, moving phase, everything moved up. Shooting phase, he ate more Warpstone, so +1 damage to himself, to the Storm Fiends, and to... I think it was just those two I gave, actually.
Acolytes as well.
And the who?
The Acolytes, I believe.
The Acolytes, yeah. Yeah, I think it was the Acolytes as well. Yes, because he was in range of them. Shooting went exceptionally well. Over here, I shot some lightning bolts, didn't do much, couple of wounds. The water fire thrower blew up, took a mortal wound for his efforts. The Jezzails and all the excitement I won't go describe in a minute didn't actually shoot. Honesty's best policy there. Then we get to the fun part of the shooting. So, water lightning cannons. There are two gaps where water lightning cannons used to be. Had to use them both, and the Goth's Harvester still didn't go down, even when I rolled a 1 for the second water lightning cannon. 12 mortal wounds, and the Goth's Harvester was still standing.
He took 7 of the 12 because I improved his war save by 1 and managed to roll 5 pluses.
Yep, crazy good rolls. So we go to the Bombardier. This guy needs a name, I think, at this point. Pumps in the more Doom Rocket, gets 4 shots, rolls a 1 for one of his hits as well, so thus taking the 3 mortal wounds. Managed just to get the 1 through which was needed, doing the 4 damage. No more Goth's Harvester. Doomwheel then got brave, was like, oh, I'm going to shoot Arkan, because he's over there, let's have a go at him. Didn't blow myself up, which was great. Even did some wounds, which was nice.
However, Arkan being Arkan is probably going to heal all those wounds during my hero phase.
He'll be fully healed by the next time we see him. Feeling oh so brave, the Acolytes went and charged in, sacrificing 2 rats and doing a wound to the horse. But as we all know, dear viewer, Bonereapers don't care about Battle Shock. I do, but I passed.
We're already in 4th edition already.
Bravery 4, lost 2 and rolled a 1 for Battle Shock. Goal number 1. So 6 points this turn for myself. I got the Pulse, which started over here. I've got the one next to it. I hold an objective and Battle Tactic.
So, Bonereapers turn 2. We went for Intimidate the Invaders because I do not like rats in my deployment. So, pushed up the board. We both got a primal dice each. Arkan didn't like this Doom Wheel near him, so he's now currently injured pretty much. We issued the Punishment of Death from the Terrain feature, or Nexus, should I say, doing a mighty 3 mortal wounds to it. We tried Curse of Years, just throwing both primals to make sure it wasn't interrupted. Adam did try and stop it, but it did not happen. Sadly, only did 1 mortal wound, but that's Curse of Years for you.
Yep. Wood don't grow old.
Nope. It does not. We then went for Reinforced Constructs to try and give him a 4-up ward against mortals. However, that did not successfully go off.
Nope.
And then his 3rd spell, he went for the
Mortal Contract.
Contract.
The rats have signed a contract.
So this Doom Wheel for the rest of the game has signed a contract that should he ever harm an Ossiarch Bonereaper unit, at the end of that phase, he will take on a 4+ will take D3 mortal wounds. So that wheel has not got long to live.
Ratfink not happy. Ratfink is not happy with this.
Also, just to make Adam feel a bit ashamed, Arkan was just in 24 of that Harbinger and thus gave it back to full wounds at the start of the turn.
My soul.
Arkan has a sneak trick of healing 3 units within 24, 3 wounds.
Yep.
So, of course, he's going to heal that as well as himself, so he's back to full with the nice hero recovery. So, movement phase was pretty quick. We just kind of pushed up towards the pulse. We just charged into some rats. We got rid of the Warp Flamethrower with Arkan's doing a mighty stomp.
But he did take a mortal wound on the way in because I cheekily unleashed hell with the Warp Fire Thrower.
I do need to mark that down. But
mark that wound. He's wounded for now.
He's wounded for now. We'll put that there.
Moral victories.
The Liege Cavalos and Death Riders. The Death Riders charged into the Clan Rats on the side, but decided to put their mortal wound impact hits on the Doom Wheel, doing Mighty 4. And the Cavalos did a Mighty 2 to the Clan Rats, and between the Cavalos...
You did the synchronized thing, so they both fought at once.
So they did unflinching coordination, so once the Cavalos finished swinging at rats and killed, I think, a mighty 15 of them. Yeah, he did. He then ordered the Cavalos Death Riders to attack the Doom Wheel, and they made short work of that, because you do not want to disappoint the boss.
To chop down that tree.
Adam could not use all defense for the clan rats because Morghast Harmingers and the Archive version have a bubble of 3 inch of you cannot use any commands.
And I even had a CP ready
You
and
even
waiting.
had a CP.
Ready and waiting, CP for them 5 brave clan rats to live.
So unfortunately
goes in the pool.
So 15 decides to die and 5 decides to run off after him. So
yeah,
there we go.
After Battle Shock it was 20, so I had 6.
So, as you can see by the score, we've managed to catch up by holding the pulse, the objective next to the pulse, holding a objective, and doing my battle tactic.
Yep.
So now we go to the important turn 3 roll.
This is a spicy turn 3. Show me that 6.
Oh, that's off the table, so doesn't matter because he's got
because of Warlock TV.
Warlock TV. There you go.
Rat boys are going to keep the initiative though. Ratfink needs it. The turn did not go well. Even Ratfink didn't want you to see that turn. It was awful. But anyway, back to how the games went. Right, so start a turn, feeling dead confident. I was like, this is great. Got Arcane in our sights. It's going to be fantastic. Primals, I think it was like 1 each. Went Surround Destroy. This is easy. Get back to that in a minute. As viewers of this channel know, me and Surround Destroy don't like each other at all. So we did our wounds on our Storm Fiends from more water power. Took 3. Like, you know, that was great. I've got against on my next 2 affairs. I'm going to take D3 more mortal wounds. But +1 a wound. Crazy good bonus. Magic went alright. General went, I'm coming for you, Arkan. Me and you, 1-on-1. Again, we'll talk about him in a minute. Magic phase got Cage up, so I was like, great, protects. He's feeling really emboldened as Skaven can. And then the other Magic got more water power. Nothing else. Arkan, I baited him out with baited Arkan's Dispel and Unbinds. It was great. He didn't get anything else off really because Arkan said no to everything. Moon phase, no Doom Wheels malfunctioned, which was great. We got rid of the last horse with actually running him over, which was great. 3rd time's the charm. After 2 1s, he got there. So now we move on to Surround and Destroy. I picked both heroes and the Acolytes. The plan, dear viewer, was to move back here enough that I've got 1 win 6 of this edge. One of these jumps in this hole, goes there. Those guys jump in this hole and go over there because he's more than 3 away, so I can use it. Then my brain switched off again. Auto run 6 these boys to make sure I've got the objective. Forgetting I need to auto run 6 him to get him on the edge. This is where Ratfink got involved. He was like, no one's seeing this turn, but I'm too honest for you, viewer. Shooting phase. Doom Wheel, under the mortal contract. Decided to like, no, not hurting anyone. Not doing it. You can't force me to turn this contract.
Turns the contract does want to scare him off.
Arch-Warlock used these once per game. Came out 3 inches away from Arkan. Like, great, we're having this, lads. Did mortal wounds to him. It was great, cool. We're emboldened. I think he went into the turn with 4 wounds left, something like that. But we'll come to that in a moment. Then the number 1 got involved. Wind launcher, fluffed everything. Doom Wheel said didn't shoot. Acolytes out of range. Run Bombardier, so he didn't mind. Giselles did nothing either. Alright, cool. Charges went in, stayed out of Liege Kavlos' road because I'm like, hey, Doom Wheel's dead otherwise. And then Arch-Warlock goes in. Arch-Warlock gets roared at because Cage would negate any stomp whatsoever. Then everything went off at the hilt. So he gets D6 hits, it's D6 stacks, so D3. Roll 1. Then roll another 1. Then goes 3 more wounds to myself.
Thus the shield is gone.
The shield is now gone if I take 1 more wound. Alright, cool. I've only got a couple wounds left to get through. Surely his Piston Claw, 3 damage will do it. Another 1. Turn sponsored by the number 1.
Then
Arkan then comes in. Gets him down to a wound, and it's these spiritual claws just here. Little ghosty boys. Even on finest hour and a 2-up save, I still fail 1. Thus, my general has gone down.
To spooky ghosts.
Ratfink doesn't mind this because We give him a moment. Ratfink doesn't care though. He's like, nope, there's more rats where that came from, and it's part of my grand strat. So 1 wizard down, 3 to go. We're on target. Doomwheel. So yes, I've got. So Arkan heals his 3 because Arkan's amazing like that.
So, for those who don't know, Arkan has an ability called Feaster of Souls, is where he damages a unit. For every point of damage he does at the end of his attacks, he actually heals up to a max of 6. So, dealing the 3 wounds to said Arch-Warlock makes he heal 3.
Doomwheel didn't want to hurt Arkan. The little rats didn't listen though and did 1 wound, I believe. Got 1 wound through. I then took 2 for the pleasure of it, so my Doomwheel has 1 wound left.
Which is going to be very interesting.
Ouch, is all I'm going to say. So points-wise, I think you don't need to hear this. Hold the pulse, hold the one adjacent to the pulse, don't hold the other one, and didn't get battle tactic, so we go to the Skaven favourite, 13. Plays 9, as we've got to turn 3 Bonereapers.
So, Ossiarch Bonereapers turn 3. We went for Trample the Defiant, which is the Cavalry Death Riders had to be outside of 3 and make a charge move and finish the turn in combat. As you can see by the hill that they're currently invading, they are not in combat anymore. We'll come back to in a minute.
Yeah.
So, hero phase, we both got a primal dice each, and Arkan decided it was time for his birthday and have a finest hour. And the Cavals brought a nice present of +1 attack through Endless Duty. So Arkan had an extra attack on all his attacks. He healed everything he needed to heal, including himself. There was a Doomwheel locking him down in combat, which still survived till the end of the hero phase, because I tried Arcane Bolt, I tried something else, I believe.
Curse of Years, no.
Curse of Years, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Curse of Years.
But
sadly, the wood doesn't age, as we said. So
rat power at +1 and primal dice. Stop that also.
Enraged by this, the Nexus tried to a punishment of death and even failed that. So we went for the last trick in the book of Ossiarch Bonereapers, which was the Reform Ranks, I believe it's called, where the unit can retreat and still charge. Hence why Arkan has left that combat. And then pretty much it was a simple movement phase, getting everything into positions. Charge phase went pretty terrific. Arkan charged into Storm Fiends. Oh, he also mortal contract the Storm Fiends. So when they did unleash Hell, they took a mighty 3 mortal wounds and killed the combat one.
Yep.
And then charged
Stomped, which got rid of the...
And Stomp killed him for definite.
Yep.
The Cavalry Death Riders charged into the hill of holes and managed to make Swiss cheese of the rats, of Jezzails. The Leech Cavalos charged the Doomwheel to kill it with exactly 1 mortal wound from the impact hits, so that was gone. Unfortunately, couldn't reach the clan rats, so the Houndred decided to reap some rats, and some ran away, some came back.
But needed a CP to get in there.
Yeah.
rolled a 3 for a 4-inch
roll his charge roll, which was a bit annoying, but he did get that strike first, which was nice.
Yes. The 4 became a 10.
With Arkan's nice little cheeky pile-in, as well as being on fire tower, protect himself, didn't take any damage from Storm Fiends, and managed to wipe them all out and lock down the Doomwheel in combat. So even if it retreats, it can't shoot. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we did fail a battle tactic, but holding the 2 objectives adjacent to the pulse, and not holding the pulse, we only scored a mighty 3. However, we are now going to turn 4. And let's see if we can steal the initiative.
6 again. Double Wargore TV.
Double Wargore TV again. But
Rat Boys, and I'm just about to measure up to see if I can turn Arkan into an ice cube. Skaven turn 4.
What's a turn?
I'm running away from Ratfink after this round. Right, where do I even start? I'll start with the battle tactic. Flee. It's the gimme one. Just retreat with 2 units. I got this. Totally got this. I don't got this. So magic. I was just in range for the ice cube. We got a primal dice each. I roll an 11 from 3 dice. I nearly turned out. I tried my damnedest. Even with a primal dice, still, and a +1 from my no hole.
Yep.
Still an 11. So Arkan's still there. I'm like, great, that's fine. Try to cast... I can't remember, try to cast them all with Bombardier. Why did Bombardier took wounds somewhere on the line. I've completely forgot where from now, though.
Oh, Chain Lightning, that was
Oh,
it.
yeah. So, press more red buttons. That's what all game players should do. Press your red buttons. So, the Bombardier tried to cast his Chain Lightning. If he fails for it, it's D6 mortal wounds, it's great. If you fail for any reason, you take D6.
You could have attempted it.
Arkan's a good wizard.
You rolled a 9, and then Arkans went, I'm just going to roll 11 without Primal.
Yep, didn't even need Primal. And then I took 3 wounds. I'm like, oh, great, I'm down to 2 wounds. And then the mistakes started happening. So I got the Clan Rats out. Great, Clan Rats out. Failed deadly, lost 3. Somehow Bass Battle Shot, got them all back. It's great. They're fine where they are. Doomwheel. I made the decision not to retreat with him because I wanted to shoot. More on that in a moment. I thought, right, I've got Bombardier, Skaven have a rule, scurry away, which is when a hero charges in, they can retreat. I have backup plans, it's going to be great. Warlock Engineer decides to jump in one hole, out the other one, protected by his little boys. All going great. They're loving life back there. Waiting for the pulse to come over there. Doomwheel takes a shot. Press the button for more and more warp bolts. If you roll a double, though, you roll to your 2d6 to 1d6. If you roll a double, you take 2d6 mortal wounds. I roll a double 2. Then take 6 mortal wounds afterwards and hit with nothing.
He literally rolled 0. Well,
Hits.
sorry, 1 hit.
1 hit and no wounds.
No wounds.
Yeah, 1 hit and no wounds on 3s and 3s. Turn 1 was great. Every game player, turn off after turn 1. When Ratfink hits the electrics, stop watching. So Doomwheel explodes into shards of rat tails, flesh, bones, and wood. Everything else going. Bombardier, right, it's my last chance for Flea. Oh, tries the Momo Doom Rocket, doesn't kill himself, thankfully. Charge in after a reroll. Arkan then looks at the rat and decides, I'm just going to stomp you, I'm a big monster. Does 3 more mortal wounds, which I know a smear on the floor. Again, though, 1 step closer to my grand strat, but I've got to kill Arkan.
And your Warlock Engineer.
Engineer's fine, I'll kill him later. It's Arkan's my problem. But we're trying, we're still in there. I control both sides of the pulse, control an objective, don't control the pulse though. Mighty 3 points puts me on 16, plays 12 as we go into Bone Reaper turn 4.
Bone Reapers turn 4. We decided to lead the Maelstrom, and let's just say it was led, but not led hard enough.
Led too hard.
Got a primal dice. Decided to try and weaken down these clan rats in the middle with some magic shenanigans. Sadly, there was still quite a few left, so we kind of just dedicated everyone to clearing it out.
Yeah. 1 rat died from old age.
Yeah, one decided to go from brown to grey. The Leech Caval's like, I'm not having any of this. He decides to endless duty himself and deliver a harsh blow to him. But basically, movement phase was Arkan scurried across the board, like, I don't acolytes in this table anymore, and the Warlock Engineer decides to have a contract signed as well, so his time may be due. And then, unfortunately, due to the cowardness of the rats, he decided to scurry away just outside of 3 after he killed all the clan rats to deny him a battle tactic. So
he's a tactical genius, is what he's trying to say.
Yes, we'll go with
Ratfink's finest.
So, Ratfink, of course. So the score is now 17-16 because I managed to hold the pulse, and the objective is adjacent to the pulse.
And control an objective, but no battle tactic.
No battle tactic.
Ratfink has declared spoiler.
So we're going to the last turn.
TV!
Still can't get the initiative.
I need to take these dice home. Great initiative dice. Great dice.
So you want to take it?
Heck yeah. We're going to try and turn Arkan into an ice cube. Moral victory time, gentlemen. Turn 5. Ratfink's taken over because clearly his underling doesn't listen. So went for Intimidate the Invaders because literally that's the only one that I can't mess up. I tried, but we'll get to that in a moment. So went for the Blizzard, went for the whole like turn him into an ice cube. It'd be great. If we both blow up, it's great. I get my Solar Sorcery. After Primal Dice, which we only got one of, guess what number I rolled? 11. Again.
Sponsored by the double one.
Sponsored by double one. Twice. So no Blizzard went off. Originally it was like, right, I'm going to shoot Ark and I'm going to charge in, going to try and do some damage. Then looked at my War Scroll and was like, nope, that won't happen. So Jack, being an absolute gent, was like, hey, why not auto run him 6 and just grab the objective. Stay on the board, get your Intimidate, get an objective, get some next to pulse, get some points.
So he says gentleman, but in fact it was just Arkin could redeploy.
I think Arkin's wanted to redeploy just to be extra. He's going to make this
Clingy.
rat suffer. Clingy, yeah, that could be a way to it. So I hold 1, got an objective, and 1 text pulse. Got my battle tactic, puts me at a grand score of 20. As we go into Bonereapers turn 5.
Ossiarch, turn 5. We decided to get a bit greedy with battle tactics and went for Magical Dominance, thinking, oh yeah, we could just do Curse of Years, kill a rat. We decided to roll a 3 and throw a Primal Dice in there, and it became another 1, which meant Primal miscast an Archon.
Rat think he's happy with that.
I think Archons decided to be a combat god, demigod, rather than a magic demigod. So we failed that, which is fine, and we just basically did a shuffle up of units. Forgot to mention on Adam's turn we did rally a Morghast back, which meant 2 are now floating around the board still, who decided to be endless dutied and also make an 11-inch charge, which meant they were striking first. And poor Adam could not even use Unleash Hell because once they got in the 3 inches, they shut off command abilities. And with 4 attacks hitting on 2s, winning on 3s at Rend 2, damage 3 a swing, they still only managed to get 3 actual wounds through, with everything hitting. This is why I don't like expensive units that much.
Yeah, that wound roll.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. We got the pulse and the 2 objectives next to it. We also
There
hold
was
an objective.
one objective near because the pulse is at the end of the table now.
Yes,
Yeah.
forgot it's only 1 objective. That's why. And we also managed to keep our Grand Strat alive, which was basically kill all of Alan's battle line, which you can tell by the board, there is not a single rat left.
There is no rats.
The rats have left the... they have left the den, it seems. As our glorious cameraman's checking to be sure.
Even Ratfink's hiding in his tower.
Yeah, even
at this point.
Ratfink's decided to pack up his bag and go.
He's not brave anymore.
Yes, so 24-20 at the end of the game.
Conclusion time, folks. Well, what a slapfest that was. I gotta admit, that was absolutely amazing. That was brilliant. It was brutal. Turn 1 was, oh, you were doing so well, and then what? You kind of went, I've killed 30 more, thank God, my job here is done, thank you very much, and good night.
Yep, I'd hit my peak. Turn 1 was amazing.
Absolutely, it's fantastic.
Turn 1 was phenomenal. And then everything went, we're a bit damaged, let's try it again. No, we're not successful, and everything just disintegrated. I still kept my pledge though.
You did keep the pledge.
Every red button was pressed that was possible.
Boom, 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 boom. Was it every button?
Yeah, it wasn't a case of Bonereapers killed me, I killed me. What went down to everything? I think 2 Doom Wheels went down. No, Doom Wheel went down to mortal contracts as well.
Yes.
Somehow rats can sign off their own lives.
Well, they just put a paw print.
Yeah,
she's like, slap it. Boom.
They made it like a red button.
Yeah,
what can I do when it's like, it's a red button? Wait, I've got to press it.
I've got to sign it. Sign it.
The mobile service in the realm seems to be very deftly.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
See what you did there.
Don't get a mobile phone in the mall realms.
No, don't sign up to any contracts. But of course, Patron, don't forget that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the one we can't sign up.
Yeah.
That's the contract you do sign up to.
Yeah, that's it.
So, when everything started falling apart, it turned into, as the game was always going to be, it was more for entertainment rather than competitiveness.
He says that now. Yeah, he says that now. After turn 1, that was not the face that he had.
No.
That was the face that that was the face that Jack had.
It's a
turn
complete,
1.
Yeah, it's a complete
the other way around. Speaking of which, after turn 1, how did we feel, Jack?
We felt like we should have gone back to Shyish and asked Nagash for better crematorium skeletons, I guess.
Yeah, it turns out they do explode, but...
It's one of those, like, we should have gotten the better version, like maybe borrow from Petrix Elite, but again, we wanted more fun, explodey skeletons, and we didn't, to be fair, we didn't get exploding.
Well, you got explodey skeletons, you just didn't realise it'd be from shooting.
Yeah, and they didn't explode in combat, which was a bit sad, like, not a single one.
Just kaboom!
Yeah.
The whole lot just went up like the 4th of July.
Yeah. It then turned to a game of play the spoiler, which Skaven can do amazingly.
Yeah, very well.
What was it? Length of the Maelstrom. Gisele's went, no, we're going home.
Yeah,
we
trampled the fight.
Sorry.
The OBR version.
Then led into the Maelstrom because the engineer decided I'm running away.
Yeah, that was it.
And then the last of Magical Dominance.
Arkan decided got to get too greedy and giddy because he is.
Yeah. So Ratfink had his moments. He had his moments. We'll have to.
Is there going to be? Are you going to name a rat of the match?
My rat of the match. Yes, the Bombardier. That lad was on absolute fire.
He was at the end.
He was at the end. He came running literally on fire to Arkan, who then just stomped him out.
Yeah.
But
he was helping. It was a public health.
Each turn, he ate plenty of warpstone. He had a great day out.
Had a good time. He'll sleep well tonight.
He will. Yeah. Under Arkan's, under the hooves,
under the skeletal,
of his skeletal
hooves. Yeah.
But no, the Bombardier, he buffed everyone up that he had to. The Doom Rocket actually worked. I didn't take any wounds. Oh no, I did take wounds from the Doom Rocket. But then he heroic recovered the next turn.
Yeah,
on Bravery 5 is like, that's amazing. And just got all his wounds back, which was great. That alone just made him better match, yeah.
And your game, Jack.
So it has
after turn 1. I mean, once we went back, I gotta admit, when I saw those 30 go, I went, well, this is going to be quick.
So it has to be Arkan because he basically decided, I'm going to take on 3 Storm Fiends on my best day ever and wipe them out by giving them a contract, a stomping, and
a good tickling.
Because the Legion Kavalos General went, have an extra attack because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And just wiped out 3 Storm Fiends in one round. Like, that's brilliant.
Brilliant. That's what demigods do.
Yeah. I just wish he could cast better. Even with +2.
It turns out that
he's a combat wizard. He isn't.
He's not a lover.
I thought the Slam did well in combat, but Arkan now shows up. Yeah,
Arkan's the man for in combat, so he's going to get you in move. So, when did you feel you got it back? Because obviously losing the 30 Mortek Guard, turn 1 and getting doubled.
I think it was the 3rd turn because even though I never got the initiative once except for the first turn. Adam blowing up his own units actually made my job a lot easier for just getting board control as well as holding the pulse and just focusing on running down the board as chased down the pulse while he had to work upwards.
Yeah, no, that's true. It kind of worked. You kind of shifted it round, started pushing, basically chasing the pulse all the way down the board, didn't you?
Whereas he had to chase it up with guns that could not reach my units easily enough, so it does protect me from the shooting phase. So that's what definitely helped, I think.
Good. No, it was good. It was a good display and a good fight out. And in the end, only 4 points in it.
Only 4 points.
It's a respectable score.
It's a very respectable score. Could have switched the other way if you had managed to kill Arkan and got rid of your own wizard. You'd have been +3. He'd have been -3. So you'd have been up. So it was always in the back all the way right to the last. So that was fantastic. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed watching this as much as we did enjoy playing it.
Yep.
And if you like this one, by all means go back and have a look at some of the other ones we've done. Or stick around, subscribe, comment. We love the comments. Do make the comments. And we'd like to see you again. So, as we say, until next time, boys. Bye.